Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for this time next year. We are going to jump right in here. You have this Alchemy and Creation card and this Change and Healing card. A lot of people getting these healing cards for this year, this time next year. And your first row is actually going to represent what you need to, messages you need to hear before this time next year, if I can talk today. So the first row is going to be a little bit different, but a lot of people have been getting this like healing stuff, so that makes sense. You have the Two of Cups, Nine of Wands. They came out together, the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. I'll show you those first two cards in a second, but the Nine of Wands is like the Wounded Warrior, and the Two of Cups obviously could be love. And so if you're looking for love, this could represent giving love another chance. The Nine of Wands, he's kind of thinking about giving up, but he is also maybe giving something one more shot. And so you could be giving your love life another chance, or you could be taking another chance in love. And I do think that would be good for you here, Aries, based off this reading. This last row is going to be your love row, love and relationships. And you have the King of Pentacles showing up here. So again, the last row is not just love. It's whatever type of relationships you're looking for. And, this could also be business relationships I'm getting. Fire signs, I think, have had a little bit of a tricky time in work and business relationships. And so you could be thinking about giving up on working together with other people, or, getting people to help you with whatever it is that you're creating and all that other stuff. But, this could also be saying that it's kind of like time to maybe not give up and try again as far as, work relationships are concerned. The King of Pentacles is like a forever person. So if you want love, you could be attracting a forever person here. The Two of Cups is also my card of like you and your higher self. And to me, it's a great card for communicating with your higher self. We are in a time where I do believe we are more tapped in. So I would be listening to your inner guidance. Sometimes I feel the Two of Cups can just be something very subtle. Like we feel pulled in a direction. It's like maybe you feel pulled to try a project again, or maybe you feel pulled to give a project or a business or an idea in your life a second chance. And I kind of get that feeling here where it's not like very strong, but I feel that there are moments where maybe you feel inspired. You have the Ace of Wands showing up here to kind of like try again at doing something. And I that's what I feel on this card, on these two cards. And I feel like you should, if you are feeling that pull, even if it's subtle, I think it would be worth it to try something again. The other thing I'm getting here, Aries, is moving, strangely enough. You don't have any moving cards really showing up in this reading, but I intuitively feel like, let's say you wanted to move somewhere a couple years ago, but you didn't. It's like you could be now, in like this time next year, or between now and this time next year. And that could also be the second chance that you are kind of getting here with these two cards. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, it says, is the juice worth the squeeze? I look at this card as a great card for weighing up your options. He is looking at the Seven Pentacles that he has grown in front of him, and he is saying, is it worth it or not to keep growing? And so I don't know. I can't answer that question for you, Aries. You have to look at the things that you're growing and working on. And if they're working, then you can keep going. If they're not, then you need to make a change. Now, the Seven of Pentacles doesn't say we have to quit what we're doing, like if we're working on a business or a career. It just says that there are some changes that could make it a lot better. And that's what I would do with the Seven of Pentacles. I'm also getting another message here for you, Aries, that it's like, for some of you, I feel like there's an opportunity to like do something that would scare you, public speaking, for example, or, just something like that. I also have something about like this might only apply to like one of you, but I'm getting something about like doing an event. It's like, let's say you have a business. It's like maybe you want to set up an event or something. Like it feels a little bit out of reach. It feels like something that would be a little bit extra hard for you to do. But again, if that message resonates with you, I would go for it. I think that it will literally change your life, because doing something that's just like a little bit outside your comfort zone. We're not talking about too much here. It doesn't feel like something that feels impossible to me. It just feels like a little bit hard, like it would require, some dedicated focus, or this could also be one of those things where maybe you would have to go into hermit mode for like 3 months of your life and disappear and, do a bunch of work. Like I get that off of this first row. So if you're thinking about doing any of that, I would definitely do it. Looks good. You have the Four Swords. Like I said, a lot of healing cards. So clearly, this time, between this time and next year, I think would be an amazing time to do any healing that you can do. We had that eclipse in Virgo back in March of 2025. And, Virgo is all about health. And so, I think that eclipse could have pointed out a bunch of health issues for people, or a bunch of, health challenges that we need to correct. And so I think, getting healthy, staying healthy, all that would be very good with the Four Swords coming up here as well. The other thing I'm getting here is that something is not just a dream. You have the Four Swords to the Seven of Cups here. There's a person who's blessing another person in this stained glass window. And so he's kind of like hoping and praying for a blessing. But I kind of get this feeling between these two cards that you could be saying that something is only a dream, but really it's not. And so, again, if you're dreaming of something big, I would go for it because I feel that you might just surprise yourself here, Aries. With the Two of Cups and the Nine of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor, for sure. This is a very weird situation. Is what I feel for you, Aries. I'm not gonna but not in a bad way. But I feel this is something, it's like unusual. There's something unusual about this that I feel. It's like the way you meet this person could be very unusual. It could be like one of those things where you like bump into a person in the store and fall in love. It's almost like popping into my head as a true love story, which I think rarely, if ever, happens in life. But that's almost the feeling I get here, where there's like something. I'm not trying to make this super dramatic or anything for you here, Aries. I'm just saying I just feel there's something like a little bit magical about how you meet this person, especially for those of you looking for love. You have like the Four of Wands here. Your actual love row looks very good as well. I just feel like there's something unusual about how you meet this person. Maybe that will stand out to you. So, there you go. I feel like that could be very good. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords. Told you don't have to quit what you're doing. I feel like you just have to change your approach. The Seven of Swords, he is going to war, but in a different way. He is stealing those swords from this army that's in the background here. I always say Seven of Swords is a good card. I don't care what anyone says. Seven of Swords is a golden card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. And sure, the Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing. But really, if we saw like the Nine of Swords, the Devil, and we have the Magician, so the Magician, and like the Ten of Swords, I would be like, sure, this could be a liar, cheater, stealer. And if those cards come up, then yeah, I would be careful of a liar, cheater, stealer. But really, we don't. And really, I feel intuitively that this is saying that there is a different approach to something that you're doing, or there's a better way that you could be doing something, probably in work or business, because Seven of Pentacles. And I feel that you could be really, getting more out of what you're doing by making changes. So I would be doing some research there. With the Four Swords, you have the Page of Swords. I would get curious about whatever you think is impossible. Page of Swords is a card of curiosity, and this is coming up in this first row, which is the things that you should be doing between this time and next year, right? So I would be getting curious on something that you don't think you can do, or something that feels a little bit out of reach. Ask questions, do research, find mentors, all that other good stuff, Aries. Next, we are going to be looking at any big money shifts in career or finance, and even if you're retired, this is for you as well. You have this Peace card, and you have this Poised card. I love this Poised card. This lady, or that fairy, or whatever she is being lifted up on a pedestal, and it kind of says that you are poised and ready for success, or you are being put in a position of great success, Aries. So I love to see that. There definitely could be an improvement in your finances, or you could be getting ready to kind of blow up financially, which is amazing. Love it. You have the Magician, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. Magician says you can have whatever you want. Magician says that there are no limits. The only limit is what you believe to be true. He's the card of manifestation. So if you don't believe something is true, then it's not. But if you do, then it is. He has mastery over all the suits in the tarot in front of him. These are all the ace versions of those suits. And if we have him on the table, he is pointing to the Ace of Wands. We also have the Ace of Pentacles here as well. The Ace of Wands would be your creativity. It would say that you have creative ideas that you need to express into the world, Aries, because these creative ideas are probably what's going to bring you wealth. The King of Pentacles is the card of wealth. And, he's pointing towards these two cards. Well, this one, but we have this one connected. So I think that nurturing your creativity or your creative side or coming up with creative solutions will be the thing that probably increases your wealth the most. The Ace of Wands is also out with the old, in with the new. We'll talk about it more in a minute, but the thing about the King of Pentacles is good, but he's stuck in convention. So he is stuck doing things the way he has always done them, which isn't really bad because if he's doing what works, keep doing it. but he does need to innovate. He does need to come up with new ways of doing things through experimentation. And so I would, keep doing what works, but also experiment. You also have the Four of Wands. I mean, some of you literally could be attracting a person who's very successful, that you marry in the future. And, I'm not saying by this time next year you're going to marry this person, but, definitely could be a person you marry in the future. And that could change your financial future for sure. The Four of Wands is also about creating more freedom. That's really what I feel like you need to do. Like, intuitively, that's really the message that I'm getting off of this Four of Wands, is that there are things that you can do to create more freedom. Like, if you have a business, you can hire people, for example. That will give you more freedom. We're stepping into the age of AI as well. So regardless of how you feel about AI, AI can do things that can give you more freedom. It can get jobs done quicker, and it can do certain things faster, and it's only going to get better. So right now, AI kind of sucks, but it isn't perfect. But, as we move forward here, and especially by this time next year, it's going to be a lot smarter than it is right now. So, those are just two examples. I think there are a million things that you could be doing to kind of give yourself more freedom in work or business or career, or even if you're retired. There could be things that you do work on that might not be like career related, but they might be work. And the Four of Wands says you need to commit to your freedom. And that could mean that you need to avoid certain commitments as well, as popping into my head. There might be certain things that pop up that are basically just time sucks that you should be avoiding, right? So I feel this is saying put your freedom first. And if you do that, you will be more free. You have that peace card, also coming up in this row, which says you need to create more peace in your life. When we do things that are a time suck, we are not creating peace, right? And, that's what I would do there. You have the Seven of Cups. This is the dream. All your readings have been very dreamy for the past couple of years. Kind of makes sense. Neptune was getting closer to Aries. Then Neptune is in Aries right now. It will be retrograding back into Pisces. And then next year, on January 26th, it will move back into your sign. It's going to make you very dreamy. And on top of that, the beautiful thing about it is that we will also have Saturn for 3 years moving into Aries. And I feel that Saturn in Aries will really actually help you quite a bit with the Neptune energy, because Neptune is like the impossible dream. And when we have Saturn with Neptune, it says that we can't accomplish the impossible dream if we are disciplined and if we stay focused and, if we come up with a plan and execute the plan and all that other stuff. So I want to encourage you to go for the gold here, Aries. Like, go and create that impossible dream. With the Magician, you have the Eight of Cups. I feel like there are certain things you do that waste your time. I think there are certain things you do that actually get you a better result. And I feel the Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you, of course. But, I think it's asking you to walk away from just the things that you don't really need to be doing. One thing about Neptune and Pisces is, Neptune will be retrograding back into Pisces this year, 2025. And Neptune and Pisces is traditional belief, but on a very simple level, I think we all do this. We all come up with rules that we think exist, and whatever those rules are. It could be in work or business. It's like maybe you think that things have to be done a certain way, and that's it. But maybe not. Maybe there are other ways of doing things. And I feel the Eight of Cups is saying, stay open to all ways of doing everything. With the Four of Wands, you have the Hierophant. Are you kidding? Definitely could be marriage. This could be a surprise for you this year. This year, not even next year. You could, maybe you are marrying a person very quickly. Like I said, there's something unusual about this connection. It's like popping into my head. I can't quite put my finger on it. Really, I feel like it's how you meet this person that is unusual. Like, you meet them in a weird way or just a different way than you normally would. But looks amazing if you're getting married. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, Eight of Wands is quick success. But I'm not saying this is going to be easy, but sometimes I think when we do go after our dream, we're like following our heart, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. The universe just moves out of the way, right? And maybe that's what's happening for you here, Aries, is that because you're doing the right things and taking action. It's almost like the universe is saying, okay, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, so now I don't have to put up so many obstacles in their way. And of course, there will always be obstacles in life. Life isn't perfect, but for the most part, I think that when you are working on whatever this thing is, that could be a little bit hard, that for the most part, maybe it's actually easier than you think. Or, again, if you're doing something that's hard, maybe by the end of it, you say to yourself, wow, that was actually kind of a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, just easier than you thought, which again is good. I would grab onto that energy. Whenever we do something hard and we realize that it was actually easy, that should give you motivation to do more hard things, right? Because it might make you say to yourself, I thought that was hard, but it really wasn't. So what else can I do? And, I think that's like the energy that you should embrace, is that limitless energy, right? That you are limitless. And by proving to yourself that you are, by doing hard things that are easy, you're just going to keep doing more. And I love it. So there you go. Next, we are going to look at what you need to hear and any challenges that could be coming up for you. You have this Royal You card and this Merry Motive card. Yes, the Merry Motive card says as long as you are doing things for the right reasons, then, as long as the motive behind the things that you're doing is happy, then things will go very, very, very well. That Royal You card is amazing. Kind of says that you are becoming royalty here, Aries. You could be claiming your crown or standing out or glowing or having a glow up between now and next year, or by this time next year. So all of that looks good. You have the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Temperance card. I get this feeling on the Queen of Cups, she needs to follow her heart. That is the whole point of the Queen of Cups, is that she is a heart-based energy. She follows what her heart tells her to do. I kind of feel that part of the challenge for you is like that connection, like feeling that for something, especially in work or business, like feeling like you're doing the right thing, or knowing what your next step should be and feeling it, actually really feeling it, could be hard. I also kind of get this feeling of maybe thinking that you don't know what to do next. And I'm not saying that you do, but I do kind of feel like sometimes I do think we get to that point in our life where we're just like, I'm out of ideas. I really don't know what to do next. I wouldn't worry about it too much because you have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is like a spark of hope or just a spark of inspiration, like a sudden, spark. And I feel that there could be kind of like a sudden spark of inspiration coming in for you. The thing about the Ace of Wands is that it's just a spark. You have to keep putting wood on the fire, as I always say. So there might be kind of like a fleeting inspiration that comes in for you. And those are the things, or like the ideas that I would be paying attention to, the things that keep popping up for you. Sometimes I think life does help us. Like, we keep feeling inspired about an idea. Maybe it goes away for a couple of months, then we think about it again. That's what the Ace of Wands is. Like something that you keep thinking about, or, maybe it's an inspiration that you had a long time ago. And I would be kind of like nurturing those ideas, those inspirations with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is also out with the old, in with the new. So you're definitely kind of building something new here, or there is a new inspiration coming in. You have the Temperance card. You start with that card that says change and healing. The Temperance card kind of is a card of change and healing, and it's a card of alchemy as well. I do feel like the Temperance card is saying things do need to change. Like there will be things that you're going to have to change to be able to, create, do, be, or have whatever you're trying to do right now. The other thing I'm getting is that, sometimes I feel the Temperance card is trying to be perfect, this Temperance angel. He's trying to turn water into wine, but this right here is the path to glory, and he could easily get off on that path and go get that crown. And you have that Royal You card, which says that you can be royalty, you can have your glow up, or you can claim your crown. And I kind of feel that, where it's like saying, if you would stop trying to be perfect and just get started on whatever this like limitless dream is, then, you will be successful a lot faster than you think. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, there is the limitless dream. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. As I always say, it's a very good card, but this is something that you will be working on for the rest of your life. It's building, leaving a legacy, so it's definitely not going to happen overnight, but definitely very good. At least, the thing about the Ten of Pentacles is that it is the vision. It says that you can see what a Ten of Pentacles life would look like for you. And I think all you have to do now is work backwards and start trying to, accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish here, Aries. So that's what I would do with the Ten of Pentacles for sure. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands. Yes, Queen of Wands, she has to follow the sun. The sunflower points towards the sun. So the sunflower points towards things that bring her joy or make her feel joyful, or things that are more of a desire or an inspiration. And that's what she needs to, like, the energy she needs to move towards in her life. Now, the thing about the Queen of Wands is that she has this black cat right here, and black cats during the times of tarot were considered very unlucky. The whole point of the black cat is she doesn't care what anyone thinks. I kind of feel like that. I feel like I've said that to you before, Aries, and I feel like that's a little bit of a secret for Aries, that if you can get out of the energy of like needing approval, I feel that will be the best thing for you, is like not asking for approval. And the other thing I'm getting here, Aries, with that Queen of Wands is, like, I wouldn't necessarily share your ideas with anyone. You have all this inspired, dreamy energy here, and usually when I have energy like this, it's kind of like saying that people aren't going to understand your plans. So it's like if you tell them your plans, they're not going to understand it, and they're going to give you bad advice. So, I would only listen to yourself. With the Temperance card, here you go. You have the King of Cups. Very strong. This is like a very strong emotional connection here. So, again, divine counterparts, King and Queen of Cups. This could be a very strong love connection. It could be something where the two of you connect very strongly on an emotional level. So if you want love, looks amazing, I would just go for it. With that King of Cups energy, I think it'll be very beneficial for you. Next, we're going to look at love and relationships. You have this Moon Memories card. It says the past. You also have this Moon Magic card. It says transformation. I kind of feel like you are transforming your past self, and this could be helping you attract something new. I don't think that past card is saying the past is coming back or anything. If anything, I feel you're attracting like a new type of person or a different type of person. And of course, that will be great for you here, Aries. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is holding on too tightly to the past, so definitely I would heal from the past and let go of the past. Maybe you have bad experiences from the past. Again, you're attracting, again, I'm not trying to be clickbaity here, but you are attracting something very different. Like, I feel it with that Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Cups. Very, unusual is a word I want to keep using. It could be an unusual person, like in a good way. They could be just very different than anything you've met before, but I would make sure that you're not holding on to that past story. The other thing about this reading is that the reading is asking you to be limitless. The Four of Pentacles is arguing for your limitations. He is holding on to very little, and he is preventing himself from opening up to what could be. So the Four of Pentacles, I feel, is saying, let go of your limitations. You have the Ace of Pentacles. So like I said, Ace of Pentacles is the path to marriage. So some of you could be meeting a person that you will marry, clearly. Hierophant, Four of Wands. If you don't want to get married, and even if you do, it could also just be a deep commitment at first. So, you could just be committing to something. Ace of Pentacles is like a really solid offer coming in for you. So I feel for a lot of you, this could just be like a really good opportunity in love. But I also am getting like work opportunity as well. So this part of the reading is going to represent all relationships in your life. And, there could be like an important work relationship, or a boss or like a mentor at work that has an important opportunity for you this time next year. And I would definitely pay attention to that with that card. You have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is stability, wealth, abundance, all good things. So I feel a lot of you could be definitely working on your wealth and improving your wealth. The whole entire reading is all about wealth. I mean, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, you have all these great cards for creating wealth in your life. And I definitely feel you can be. The King of Pentacles is also amazing for love. Like I said, I really feel this could be like your forever person here, Aries, for those of you that want a person. King of Pentacles is someone who wants something serious long term, who wants to put the work in. So, definitely a very solid connection. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Four Swords. Four Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. You have it twice. We already talked about it. I feel a lot of you are hoping and praying for more. Four of Pentacles is your limitations. But if the energy that's surrounding you is limitless, then you're going to feel like restless if you're working on something that is limiting. So, some of you could be feeling limited, but really you're limitless. It's like, I know that sounds contradictory, but it's like sometimes we feel a certain way because the universe is trying to get us to go the other direction. And I feel like the universe is trying to say like, no, you're feeling limited right now because you're not being limitless. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. Justice is balance. For some of you, I do feel that this person could be like your karma, but like positive karma. Maybe you have really paid attention to the lessons that you've learned in connections. And because of that, it's like the universe is bringing you something solid. The Justice card also says pay attention to the evidence in connections. So if you are attracting a new person, it basically just says pay attention to not their words, but what they do. And if you do that, then things will go very well. And if you don't, then they won't. So I would pay attention. With here you go. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. So definitely could be a very solid love connection coming in for Aries between this time and next year. I feel it could be very happy. It looks like someone who's very serious as well with that Lovers card. So I like to see that. You're one of the only signs that I've read for. I only have 2 more readings to do, and you're one of the only signs that has definitely had love, like really showing up in the reading. So there you go. You have this Cat card. It says a two-faced friend. 9 of Wands. I feel like that really I'm cheating because of the astrology, but I think fire signs have had a hard time with connection just in general over the past many years, including like working together with people. You probably have dealt with two-faced friends and things like that. And really I feel like the energy is saying that you have learned what to look out for. So as long as you pay attention, you will be fine. You have this ladder. It says climbing towards success. Yes, we have the poised card. That poised card says you are being lifted up. So you are getting into a bigger position, or you're being lifted up into a more important position in your life. This is something you've been doing for a long time. It's like Miley Cyrus. It's a climb, right? You've definitely been climbing for a long time, but you're finally getting there. You have this Apple card that says temptation will test you. I would be careful of past people, plain and simple. I don't know what's going on this year. We did have these 2 weird eclipses, one in your sign, right? We're about to have more eclipses starting in September. So, eclipses, I don't necessarily think they bring people back from the past, but eclipses have to do with like faded events happening. And so I would just be careful of being tempted by the past. You have the Seahorse card. It says family matters on it. I feel pretty good about this. Like 10 of Pentacles is an amazing card for family. So if you want to get back in touch with family, or if you're hoping to, start a family or anything family related, then you definitely could be doing that with this card. And, it feels like something that could bring you peace or make you very happy, especially if you haven't been with family. I also kind of feel that some of you could be moving closer to family is what I'm getting here. So like, let's say that you moved away from family over the last years. I feel like some of you could be moving closer to family. You have this November card in this dolphin. It says financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. There you go. So, that Justice card was really saying karma to me, but it's not so much like karma like we think about it. I think that the Justice card is kind of saying that the universe is balancing things out for you. So if you are, like, let's say you're owed money from something in the past, you could be getting money, and that could be the reason why. Now, it doesn't have to be like maybe someone owes you money. Maybe you don't get money directly from that person. That's not really what I feel here, but it's almost like the universe is paying you back is kind of what I feel. And it could be by the month of November this year that this happens. Same thing in like love, like any work that you've done on yourself. I feel really this is saying that you could be getting the results of the work that you have done on yourself between like now in November of this year, 2025. And of course, that will be a good thing, Aries. But this looks very good. I like this. So definitely one of the better readings that I've done for this set of readings. They haven't been bad. I would just say challenging, and yours really isn't too bad. So I like that. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy this time next year.